biggest number. Understood? Good job. How about percentage? Percentage is the smaller number. So if you will compare the 859 to 4,295, of course, percentage is the smaller number because its value is 859 only. Understood? So that is a simple tip from me. So when we say base, it is a bigger number or the biggest number, while the percentage is the smaller number. Here is a note. It will just happen if the rate is not more than 100%. So look at our rate. Our rate is 20%. So if it is not 100% or not more than 100%, we will follow these tips. But if it is 100% more than, the base will be the smaller number while the percentage is the bigger number. It is on the opposite side. Understood? Very good. Okay, look at on your module and let us answer this. Let us try. Let us read. 60% of 50 is 30. So I repeat, 60% of 50 is 30. Okay, now we are looking for base. So what is our base? So look, our rate is not more than 100%. So meaning we will follow my tips. So what is the biggest number or the biggest number? Very good. 50. Good job. Now, let us answer the percentage. What is the smallest number? Very good. 30. And our rate is very good. The percent symbol. The answer is good job. 60%. So did you understand? Very good. Okay, another one. 27 is 45% of 60. Again, 27 is 45% of 60. Now, we will look for base. Again, what is base? The whole or total number. What else? Very good. The biggest number. So what would it be? Very good. 60. How about percentage? So percentage is very good. The part of a whole or the smallest number. Very good. 27. And what is our rate? Very good. 45%. So we applied our tip or tips because our rate is not more than 100%. Very good. How to get the percentage? How? How to get the percentage? That is our question to be answered. Now, I will show you the Theons Triangle. So, if you will try to observe, inside the triangle has three parts. The letter P for percentage, R for rate, and B for base. Upon this triangle, we can now create our formula to solve the value of percentage. So, our formula is P equals B times R, or percentage equals base times rate. This will be our formula to get the percentage or the value of percentage. Understood? Good job! Okay, let's have an example. 27 is 45% of 60. I repeat, 27 is 45% of 60. So we are looking for the percentage, so the value of base, percentage, and rate. So what is our base? Very good, 60. Our percentage is 27. Our rate is 45%. Actually, it is very important to identify first the base and the rate in solving the percentage. So in this sentence, percentage is already given. So we will try to solve using our formula and check if this number 27 is our percentage. So are you ready? Very good. Let's try. Step 1. Use the formula to get the value of percentage. So now, what is our formula? Very good. P equals B times R, or percentage is equals to base times rate. Step 2. Substitute the given value, the value of base and rate. So, what is our base? Very good, 60. How about the rate? Very good, 45%. So, P equals B, 60. Very good. Times R, or the rate, is 45%. Good job. Now, step 3. We will convert the rate into decimal form. So, the question is, how to convert the rate into decimal form? Step 3. Convert the rate into decimal form, which is the 45%. Step 1. First, you have to remove the percent symbol to make it a whole number. So what will happen? It will make a 45. Second step, moving the decimal point twice going to the left. So in this number 45, we have a imaginary decimal point after the number 5, that, and then we will move the decimal point twice going to the left. 1, 2. Then put the decimal point, and it will happen like this: 0.45 or 0.45. Understood? Very good. So, what is our decimal form? Very good. 0.45%. So, it will happen like this. Percentage is equals to 60 times 0.45. Understood? Very good. Okay, let us have a break. But before that, make use of time to answer the value of percentage. Understood? Good job.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Counselor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Okay, let's solve for the value of percentage. P is equals to 60 times 0.45. First, we will copy first 60 times 0.45, then we will multiply. And let's start with 5 times 0, which is very good 0. 5 times 6 is equals to very good 30. Okay, let's move to another number, which is 4. 4 times 0 is equals to very good 0. 4 times 6 equals to very good 24. Then what will we do? Very good, we will add. Then bring down 0. Then 0 plus 0 is equals 0. 3 plus 4 is equals to very good 7. And then we will bring down 2. If you will look at the number 45, we will have a 2 decimal places. If we will move the decimal point going to the right. So we will count also, or we will move the decimal point from the right going to the left twice, because we have a 2 decimal places. Understood? And it happened like this. 1, 2. So our decimal point will be at the middle of 0 and 7. So our percentage is 27. And this statement is correct. Base is 60, percentage is 27, rate is 45%. Understood? Good job! Okay, let's have another example. What is 30% of 40? I repeat, what is 30% of 40? First, we will look for our base and rate. So it is our first step in finding the value of percentage, which is finding the value of base and rate. Okay, let's find the value of base. Our base is very good, 40. How about our percentage? Blank, very good. Our rate is good job, 30%. Now, we will solve the value of percentage. Step 1. Use the formula to get the value of percentage. So again, what is our formula? Very good. Percentage is equals to base times rate. Step 2. Substitute the given value, which is the value of base and rate. So percentage is equals to, what is our base? Very good, 40. Times, what is our rate? Very good, 30%. Good job. Step 3. Convert the rate into decimal form. So we are done showing you to convert the rate into decimal form. Okay, let's convert the rate into decimal form, which is the 30%. Step 1. First, you have to remove the percent symbol to make it a whole number. So what number? Good job, 30. Second, moving the decimal point twice going to the left. So we have a decimal point after the 0. Then we will move that decimal point going to the right. So 1, 2. Then put the decimal point. And it will happen like that. 0.30 or 30. 0.30 rather. Understood? Good job. Okay, what is our decimal form of our rate? Good job. 0.30. So it will happen like that. Percentage is equals to 40 times 0.30. Very good. Now, let us solve the value of percentage. So, percentage is equals to 40 times 0.30. First, we will write 40 times 0.30, then we will multiply. So, in this scenario, we will bring down the two zeros. Good job. And then, we will multiply the 3 to 4. So, 3 times 4 is equals to, very good, 12. Then, of course, if you will look at the 0.30, we have a 2 decimal places. So, we will move 2 decimal places going to the right to the left to our answer. Good job. So, it will happen like this. And our decimal point will be put at the middle of 0 and 2. So, our percentage is 12. So, our answer is 12. Understood? Very good. Okay, answer this on your module. Try this. Okay. We have a problem which is, what is the 16% of 60? I repeat, what is the 16% of 60? Now, I will give you a given for you to answer, which is our base is 60, and our percentage is blank, and our rate is 16%. All you have to do is to get the value of the percentage. Understood? Very good. Okay, let's check your work. I repeat, what is 16% of 60? Step 1, use the formula to get the value of percentage. So percentage is equals to base times rate. Step 2, substitute the given value, the value of base and rate. So percentage is equals to, what is our base? Good job, 60. Times, how about our rate? Very good, 16%. Step 3, convert the rate into decimal form. So we will convert the rate into decimal form. Okay, we will convert the decimal form, which is 16%. Step 1. First, you have to remove the percent symbol to make it a whole number. So what would it be? Good job, 16. Step 2. Moving the decimal point twice going to the left. So we have a imaginary decimal point here. Then we will move the decimal point going to the left twice. 1, 2. Then put the decimal point, which is happen like this. 0.16 or 0.16. Understand? Understood? Good job. So, our decimal form is 0.16 and it happened like this. Percentage is equals to 60 times 0.16. Very good. Okay, we will solve the value of percentage. So, percentage is equals to 60 times 0.16. First, we will copy 60 times 0.16, then we will multiply. First, 6 times 0 is equals to 0. 6 times 6 is equals to 36. The next number, 1 times 0 equals to 0. 1 times 6 is equals to, very good, 6. And then we will add. Then bring down 0. 6 plus 0 is equals to 6. 3 plus 6 is equals to 9. Then we have, still we have 2 decimal places. So we will move decimal places going to the right 2. From the right going to the left to our answer. So it will happen like that. So our decimal point will be put at the middle of 9 and 6. So our percentage is 9.6 or 9.60. Understood? Good job. Okay, let's have an activity. But before that, we will read first our direction. Solve and check the following statement. Write true if the statement is correct. If false, write the correct answer. Write your correct answer on your notebook or paper. Okay, number 1. 25% of 80 is 20. Number 2. 35 is 40% of 125. Number 3. 65% of 240 is 165. Number 4. 231 is 70% of 330. Go and answer. Good luck. Okay, let us have a break first and be right back after the advertisements. But before that, please answer our activity. And afterwards, we will check your work. Good luck.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Okay, we will check your work. Let's start with number 1. 25% of 80 is 20. True or false? Very good. True. Number 2. 35 is 40% of 125. Very good. False. So our correct answer is good job. 50. Number 3. 65% of 240 is 165. True or false? Good job. False. Now what is our correct answer? Very good. 156. Number 4. 231 is 70% of 330. True or false? Very good. True. Count your scores and write your scores on the top of your notebook or paper. Generalization. Percentage is a part of a whole. Then P is equals to B times R, or percentage is equals to base times rate, is our formula to get the value of percentage. Understood? Good job. Okay, let us have an evaluation. But before that, we will read first our direction. Find the percentage of the following problem. Write your correct answers on your notebook or paper. Number 1. What is the 30% of 120? Number 2. N is the 75% of 40. Number 3. What is the 13% of 290? Go and answer. Good luck. Okay, let us check your work. Number 1, what is 30% of 120? So, our base is 120 and our rate is 30%. Then, we will write the formula. Percentage is equals to base times rate. Then, we will put the value of base and rate. Percentage is equals to 120 times 30%. Then, convert the percentage into decimal point, which is 0.30. Then, we will solve. So, 120 times 0.30 is equals to, we will bring down 2 zeros. Then, 3 times 2 is equals to 6. And 3 times 1 is equals to 3. Then, of course, we have a 2 decimal places. So, we will move the decimal point from the right to left 2 decimal places. So, it will happen like that. And our decimal point will be put at the middle of 6 and 0. So, that is our decimal point. So, the value of percentage is equals to 36. Good job. Okay, let's check the question number 2. N is the 75% of 40. So, we are looking for the value of N, which is our percentage. So, the base is 40 and the rate is 75%. Step 1, so our formula is percentage is equals to base times rate. Step 2, we will put the value of base and rate, which is the 40 and 75%. Then step 3, we will convert the percentage into decimal form, which is 75% going to 0.75. Then we will multiply so we can get the value of percentage. So 40 times 0.75. 5 times 0 is equals to 0. 5 times 4 is equals to 20. 7 times 0 is equals to 0. 7 times 4 is equals to 28. Then we will add. Bring down 0. 0 plus 0, 0. 2 plus 8 is equals to 10. Bring down 0, carry 1. Then 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. The same, we have 2 decimal places. So we will move the decimal point from the right going to the left. 2 decimal or 2 moves because we have 2 decimal places. So it will happen like this. 1, 2. So our answer is, our decimal point rather will be put at the 0, at the middle of 2 zeros. And our answer is, or the value of percentage is 30. Understood? Okay, let's check question number 3. What is the 13% of 290? Okay, our base is 290. Our rate is 13%. Our formula is percentage is equals to base times rate rather. Then we will put the value of base, which is 290, and our rate is 13%. Then we will convert 13% into 0.13. Then we will multiply. So 290 times 0.13, we will start from 3 times 0 is equals to 0. 3 times 9 is equals to 27. Bring down 7, carry 2. Then 3 times 2 is equals to 6. Plus 2 is equals to 8. Then we will move from another number. 1 times 0 is equals to 0. 1 times 9 is equals to 9. 1 times 2 is equals to 2. Then we will add. So we will bring down 0. Then 7 plus 0 is equals to 7. 8 plus 9 is equals to 17. Bring down 7, carry 1. Then 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. Then we will move the decimal point to the right. From the right going to the left with 2 decimal places. So we will move like this. So Our decimal point will be put at the middle of 7 and 7. So our answer or the value of our percentage is equals to 37.7 or 37.70. Understood? Good job. Thank you for listening and keep safe. I hope you learned something from me. God bless.
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive Committee, the school's division superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan, OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco, School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members: Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangi, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Dalan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland D. Yu, Donna D. D. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riven Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banias. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian and Hara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istanyol, Richard H. Arellano, Lee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Arais.
Kini ang Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong lingaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
88.5 Z Radio.
This is Z Radio 88.5.
Z Radio 88.5. Siguradong lingaw. Siguradong kuyaw.
Ayan, it's already 11:25 in the morning, and Time Check is brought to us by, of course, still our Vice Governor of the Province of Davao de Oro, Honorable Maria Carmen Zamora. Ito pa rin ang Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya, right and only here sa ating paboritong istasyon sa Z Radio 88.5 FM. And kanina lang, so nasaksihan ninyo at napakinggan ninyo ang ating first lesson presentation, which is about Mathematics 5 na may topic na finding percentage in a given problem. And nakasama natin bilang content presenter for that, isang teacher 1 from Mainit Elementary School. We have Sir Mac Austin P. Alesna, and also to his creative resource material developer, we would like to acknowledge a teacher 1 from San Roque Elementary School. We have Ma'am Luciel T. Velos. Ayan mga ka-Z learners, so bago tayo dumako sa ating next lesson presentation, ngayong araw na ito, we are very lucky enough to have our content presenter for Mathematics 5. Walang iba kundi si Sir Mac Austin P. Alesna. Hi, good morning Sir Mac.
Good morning po, sir.
Kumusta?
Okay lang.
How was the experience of having a lesson presentation?
Kulba gamay.
Well, so Sir Mac, ready ka na bang sagutin yung ating mga frequently asked questions coming from our learners?
Andam na.
Okay, very concise kasi sir. So andam na kayo si Sir Mac Austin. So the first question dito, Sir Mac, is what is percentage?
So, percentage is a part of a whole. So, like for example, in a vernacular or sa tuwang lingwahe sa Bisaya, anak.
Okay.
So, anak siya. So, party siya sa of a whole. So, like like sa anak, parte siya sa pamilya.
Okay, so that's percentage. How about the next question, sir? How to identify percentage?
So, how to identify? So, actually, common mistake yun sa mga, what we say, students, because there will be a confusion about base and a
Rate.
base and the percentage rather. So, among the three, base, percentage, and saka rate, the rate is the easiest one to identify because of the rate symbol or the percent symbol. So, dali lang siya. While sa base of percentage, magdugay ka or maglisod ka, it's because, like I have said, si percentage is anak sa, also part of a whole, while the base is the whole or the total number. So, here is my tip, simple tip. So, the base is always a bigger number, while the percentage is the smaller number.
Okay.
But it will happen if our rate is less than 100%. So, meaning 50%, 20%, 80%, 90%. So, in that scenario, our base is the bigger number while the percentage is the smaller number.
Okay, Sir Max. So next question, sir. How important is Theons Triangle?
So, nindot na bang no? So, Theons Triangle is a important one. Why? Because this triangle creates a formula. So, as in the presentation, in the Theons Triangle, we have on the top, we have the percentage. Then the bottom, we have the base and the rate. So, on that triangle, we could create our formula, which is the percentage is equals to base times rate. So, that's why Theons Triangle is very important.
Okay, so next question dito, sir. How to solve the value of percentage?
So, in solving the value of percentage, we have steps to follow. So, the first step is to write the formula, which is the percentage is equals to base times rate. And the second step, you are going to substitute the value of the base at saka the rate. And then that's why identification of the base at saka rate is very important in solving also the percentage. The step 3, upon substituting the value of base at saka rate, so you will find out that the base has its symbol, which is the percent. So in step 3, you will going to convert the rate to percentage. What I mean to decimal point.
Okay.
And after that, you will going to multiply the base and the rate. Then you can have the answer, which is our percentage.
Okay, Sir Mac. And the last question dito is, why is there a need to study this topic about percentage?
Why there is a need to study this topic? No, because importante. Like for example, we are going to malls. So nag-discount si in aning kind of t-shirt or brand. So nag-discount siya less 50%. So upon that, using this topic, you will have the idea to compute what will be the payment or the price of that shirt or anything. At least ma-inform ta or we have the idea.
Yes.
So importante na sa especially sa tuwang mga learners, at least in budgeting. That's it.
Okay, so ayan mga Z-learners. So napakinggan natin at nakita natin ang ating content presenter for today na si Sir Mac Austin P. Alesna, and naansiran na niya ang mga frequently asked questions ug unta na hatagan og kalinaw ang inyong mga pangutana. Okay, so this time Sir Mac, bago ta ka buhian, so naba kaya pasalamatan or i-acknowledge with regards sa inyong presentation for today?
So siguro first and foremost ato ang Ginoo para sa safe nya health po na to. Second, family for support. And also amuang principal para suporta sa ani nga amuang ato ang programa, which is ato ang RBI, and ato ang amuang co-teachers po para ma-send po ang ato ang mga videos sa uban ato ang mga estudyante.
Okay, yun lang, sir.
Yes.
All right. So, thank you so much sa ating first content presenter for today, Sir Mac Austin P. Alesna, coming from Mainit Elementary School. So, daghan kayong salamat, sir, and congratulations. And this time, I would like to remind our content presenters and creative resource material developer na to please submit your raw materials to our RBI team ahead of time para ma-check pa dyan na og maipa-improve pa sa atong team ang inyong mga lesson presentation. And also to our learners, and especially also to our parents and guardians, please notify us with your attendance in our RBI classes today by filling out this attendance link, which is the https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0309. And later on, mga ka-Z learners, we would acknowledge kung kinsa tong mga eskwelahan na ni-participate dyan sa ito ang attendance link. Ayan mga ka-Z, it's already 11:33 in the morning, so time check is brought to us by one of the Radyo Z-Eskwela program sponsors, Numerical Builders, Construction and Supply. And tuloy-tuloy pa rin tayo mag-suporta sa ating cross-line streaming dinhi sa ito ang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela. Kindly like and follow, and of course, notify para dali ma-notify sa atong mga programa dinhi. So, we have this Facebook Live at Z Radio 88.5, DepEd tayo Division of Davao de Oro, and the Radyo Z-Eskwela, DepEd Davao de Oro. And of course, sa lahat ng ating mga lesson presentations from the start of our school year 2020-2021, naka-upload na po yan sa ating YouTube channel, which is the Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO. Again, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel para madali kayong ma-notify sa lahat ng ating mga lesson presentation dito sa ating programa, which is the Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO. Again, that's our YouTube channel. And of course, para sa inyong mga pa-shoutout po, kindly comment on the comment boxes of those FB pages. And bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating presentasyon for our next lesson presentation, pasalamatan ko muna ang ating mga butihing Radyo Z-Eskwela program sponsors. Thank you so much, Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicans Architectural Construction Supply, DV Construction and Supply, Kanawi Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corbada, Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, and GPNH Construction Incorporated. So thank you so much po sa ato mga program sponsors. Ayan, so alas 11:35 na. And this time we will have to proceed to our next lesson presentation. Ito naman ay tungkol sa Mathematics 6 na may topic na Algebraic Expressions. Makakasama natin bilang content presenter for this one, isang teacher 1 from Pongpong Integrated School. We have Sir Joseph T. Babag, kasama ang kanyang creative resource material developer na isang teacher 1 din from Maragusan District na si Aris May H. Ulandria. Ito pa rin ang Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Let's have marvel on how surprisingly easy and fun learning mathematics is. With your mathenic teachers, let's make our day matsaya. Kaya naman, tara na, magklase na ta.
A golden greetings to our avid listeners in Davao de Oro, especially to our valued grade 6 learners. Welcome to our radio-based instruction in collaboration with Radio Z-Eskwela and Z Radio 88.5. Siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw. This is Teacher Joseph T. Babag, your teacher in Mathematics 6, bringing you another fun and exciting math amazing lessons and activities today. So, make yourselves comfortable and make sure that you can hear this broadcast clearly. Please prepare also all the necessary materials like your module, notebook, and ballpen. As we start our lesson, be sure to listen attentively and follow all the instructions in every activity. So, Are you ready to learn another math-mazing lesson today? Very good! At the end of the session, you are expected to achieve the following objectives. 1. Define a variable in an algebraic expression. 2. Give the translation of real-life verbal expressions into letters or symbols and vice versa. Today, we will take up another lesson which is quite new to you, but I know you can easily understand if you will just take time to listen and answer the given exercises. As you walk through the next exciting exercises and activities, we need to define first the important terms of our lesson. Numerical expression is an expression that combines numbers and one or more operation symbols. Variable is any letter or symbol that represents a number. Constant has a fixed value that does not change. Algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that uses variables, numerals, and operation symbols. Algebraic equation is a mathematical sentence with an equal sign which shows that two expressions on either side are equal. Now, try to consider this problem. Glenn is a newly hired messenger in multinational company in Makati. As a trainee, he needs to wear a polo shirt every day. He was given a clothing allowance of 6,000 pesos. How many polo shirts can he buy using 6,000 pesos? To help him decide how many polo shirts he can buy, we will make a table of prices for typical brands of clothes. Now we have brand A, brand B, brand C, brand D, and brand E. The answer to the question depends on the brands of clothes Glenn will buy. From the given example, can you give an algebraic expression for the number of shirts that he can buy? Before we answer that question, we will determine first which is constant and which is variable, so that we can write an algebraic expression. Again, let's study the table. The third column gives the numerical expression for each brand for the number of shirts that he can buy. Our constant is 6,000 pesos. Take note, when we say constant, it is a fixed value that does not change. If you do not know the price of the polo shirt, we can use a variable to stand as a price. Then, in that way, we can write an algebraic expression for the number of shirts. Now, to represent the price of each brand of shirt, we make use of variable and write an algebraic expression to represent the number of shirts that Glenn can buy for 6,000 pesos. Keep in mind that a variable can be any letter or symbol used to represent a number. So, let's consider the letters P, Q, R, S, and T to stand as our variables. We will make a table showing the variables and its corresponding number of shirts. Observe that the first column is the variables and the second is for the number of shirts written in algebraic expression. Let P equals the price of each brand A shirt. To write an algebraic expression, it will become 6,000 divided by P. Let Q equals the price of each brand B shirt. To write an algebraic expression, it will become 6,000 divided by Q. Let R equals the price of each brand C-shirt. To write an algebraic expression, it will become 6,000 divided by R. And let S equals the price of each brand D shirt. And to write an algebraic expression, it will become 6,000 divided by S. And let the variable T equals the price of each brand E shirt. And to write an algebraic expression, it will become 6,000 divided by T. Now, do you have an idea what is an algebraic expressions? Good! Try to figure out. The algebraic equations 6,000 divided by P, 6,000 divided by Q, 6,000 divided by R, 6,000 divided by S, and 6,000 divided by T are consists of variables like P, Q, R, S, and T. Numerals such as 6,000 and operation symbols such as division. Hence, with that idea, we can conclude that algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that uses variables, numerals, and operation symbols. At this point, let's hone your understanding by learning how to translate word phrases into algebraic expressions. In translating words phrases into algebraic expressions, familiarity of words and phrases associated with symbols or operations are very important. Pay attention of the following keywords that are used to describe common mathematical operations. For addition symbol, the keywords or phrases are addition, plus, sum of, more than, added to, increased by, and the total of. For the subtraction symbol, the keywords are subtraction, minus, the difference of, less than, decreased by, diminished by, subtracted from, and less. For the multiplication symbols, the keywords are multiplication, times, the product of, and the ratio of. And for the division symbols, here are the keywords: division, divided by, the quotient of, and the ratio of. And for the equal symbol, here are the keywords that you need to remember: is equal to, equals, is the same as, and the result is. In the following examples, study how the different word phrases can be translated or written as algebraic expressions. For our first example, the word phrases m plus 3, the sum of m and 3, m increased by 3, 3 added to m, and 3 more than m can be translated into an algebraic equation m plus 3. Take note that the words plus, sum, increased by, added to, and more than signifies addition. And for our second example, the word phrases n minus 11, the difference of n and 11, n decreased by 11, n diminished by 11, 11 less than n less than 11, and 11 subtracted from n can be translated into an algebraic equation n minus 11. Keep in mind that the words minus, difference, decreased, diminished, less than, and subtracted denotes subtraction. And for the third example, the word phrases 2 times w, twice of w, w multiplied by 2, the double of w, the product of 2 and w can be translated into an algebraic equation 2w. Remember that the word times, twice, multiplied by, the double of, and the product of suggests multiplication. And for the fourth example, the word phrases x divided by 5, 1/5 of x, the quotient of x and 5, the ratio of x to 5 can be translated into an algebraic equation x over 5. Take note of the words divided by, the quotient of, and the ratio of indicates division. Right, I believe that with the examples that we have discussed a while ago, you can now translate word phrases to algebraic expressions. Don't go away, we will have more activities when I come back. So, stay tuned my dear learners, and I'll be right back after this short commercial.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
I am back! So, pin your ears back too. This time, let us try to apply the concepts that you have learned prior to our discussion. Prepare your notebook and ballpen. Are you all ready? Now, listen carefully. Translate the following word phrases to algebraic expressions. Number 1, 6 more than a number, and let A equals the number. Again, 6 more than a number, let A equals the number. Number 2, the sum of a number and 8 divided by 2. Let B equals the number. Again, the sum of a number and 8 divided by 2. Let B equals the number. Number 3, 18 less than half a number, and let N equals the number. Again, 18 less than half a number, let N equals the number. Time's up! Now, let's try to check your work. For item number 1, Translate to algebraic expression. 6 more than a number. Take note that in a word phrase, 6 more than a number, it has the keyword more than, which denotes that the operation we will use is addition. To translate 6 more than a number to algebraic expression, we let A to represent the number. Therefore, it becomes 2A plus 6, where 2A means twice a number, the plus sign which means more than, and the number 6. Now, let's proceed to the item number 2. Translate to algebraic expression. The sum of a number and 8 divided by 2. Study the phrase. It begins with the keywords, the sum, and ends with the words divided by, which signifies the role of mathematical operations, addition, and division. So, to translate the word phrase, the sum of a number and 8 divided by 2, we let B to represent the number. Thus, it can be translated as algebraic expressions, open parenthesis, B plus 8, close parenthesis, divided by 2, or B plus 8 all over 2, where B plus 8 means the sum of a number and 8, the division sign, which stands for the words divided by and the number 2. We will continue item number 3. Translate to algebraic expression. 18 less than half a number. What keywords did you observe? Good! The keywords less than indicates the mathematical operation subtraction. We let n to represent the number. Now, it can be translated as 1/2 n minus 18, where 1/2 n means half a number, the subtraction sign which stands for the words less than and the number 18. Alright, how many correct answers did you get? For now, let's do more and dwell deeper. In our next activity, get driven with the different situations assigned for you. I am confident that with the knowledge that you have gathered based on our lesson, by this time, you can surely give correct answers. So, get set and we'll start. Now here's a situation. A kite is flying at an altitude of x meters. And the tasks are, you're going to express algebraically its new altitude after rising 25 meters. The second task, you are going to express algebraically its new altitude after falling 10 meters. And for the third task, you are going to express algebraically its new altitude after tripling its altitude. Now, let's start working with the given situations. For the first task, we have to express algebraically the new altitude for the kite after rising 25 meters. Study carefully and look out for the words that will give us a clue on what particular operation we will use. Did you find it? Great! The word rising is the same as increasing, which means we will use the operation in addition. Well, to express algebraically the new altitude of the kite after rising 25 meters, we have m plus 25. Excellent! Let's continue to the second task. For the second task, we have to express algebraically the new altitude of the kite after falling 25 meters. Again, look out for the words that will give us a clue on what particular operation we will use. What clue word did you find? Very good. The word falling is the same as decreasing, which means we will use the operation in subtraction. To express algebraically the new altitude of the kite after falling 10 meters, we have m minus 10, or can be read also as m decreased by 10, m diminished by 10, m less than 10, the difference of m and 10, and 10 subtracted from m. Well done! For the third task, we have to represent algebraically the new altitude of the kite after tripling its altitude. Once again, look out for the words that will give us a clue on what particular operation we will use. What clue word did you find? Very good. The word tripling is the same as multiplying, which means we will use the operation in multiplication. To represent algebraically the new altitude of the kite after tripling its altitude, we have 3 times m, or 3m. Good job! Now, don't go away. I will be right back.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Hello! Time to sit back and relax, for we are now in the last segment of our discussion. Recapping our subject matter as just a while ago, how do you differentiate a variable from a constant? What is an algebraic expression? Very good! Always remember that a variable is any letter or symbol that represents a number. Examples: A, B, C, D, and etc. While constant has a fixed value that does not change, for example, 2, 3, pi, and etc. An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that uses variables, numerals, and operation symbols. You're right! Very good! At this time, let us evaluate your mastery of our lesson today by answering this short quiz. I will repeat each item twice so you have to listen attentively. Ready? Let's begin! Translate the following word phrases into algebraic expressions. Number 1, 5 more than x. Again, 5 more than x. Number 2, the quotient of h and 3. Again, the quotient of h and 3. Number 3, 7 subtracted from k. Again, 7 subtracted from k. Number 4, y less than 100. I repeat, y less than 100. And for the last number, number 5, 6 times the sum of 12 and t. Again, 6 times the sum of 12 and t. Time's up! So now, let's check your answers. For item number 1, to translate the word phrase 5 more than x, we have, very good, x plus 5. For item number 2, translate the word phrase, the quotient of h and 3 can be translated as, correct, h divided by 3 or h over 3. For item number 3, translate the word phrase 7 subtracted from k can be translated as, you got it right, it's k minus 7. For item number 4, translate the word phrase y less than 100 can be translated as, exactly, it's 100 minus y. For item number 5, translate the word phrase 6 times the sum of 12 and t. This can be translated as 6 open parenthesis 12 plus t close parenthesis. Very good. You are doing great today. Congratulations for completing all the tasks. That's all for now. Thank you for listening. This is your teacher in Mathematics 6 signing off with the saying, it's more fun to learn math techniques. Goodbye!
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Dalan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banias. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Clee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Arais.
siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw. 88.5 Z-Radio.
This is Z-Radio 88.5.
Oras natin, it's already 12:07 ng tanghali, and time check is brought to us by Apex Mining Company Incorporated. Ayan mga ka-Z-learners, sa tunghayan natin at nakinggan ang ating second lesson presentation na ibinigay sa atin ng content presenter na isang Teacher 1 from Pongpong Integrated School dyan sa New Bataan District. Wala lain kundi si Sir Joseph T. Babag, and kasama ang kanyang Creative Resource Material Developer na isang Teacher 1 from Maragusan District na si Ma'am Aris May H. Olandria. Ngayon naman mga ka-Z-learners, makakasama natin si Sir Joseph para sagutin ang mga frequently asked questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, so please help me welcome ang content presenter para sa Math 6 for today. We have Sir Joseph T. Babag. Good morning, sir. Maayong udto di ay. Maayong udto sa...
Maayong udto, sir.
Okay, kumusta man?
Kara, sir.
Andam na ba ka na ansiran ang ato ang mga frequently asked questions?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Alright, so sugdan nato, sir. So, first question dito, is it important to memorize the keywords or phrases of symbols?
Yes, it is very necessary to memorize the keywords or the phrases of symbols. Kanang gamit kayo, especially in translating algebraic expressions. No, pero og dili nato siya kaya i-memorize, at least ato siyang i-familiarize kay this will serve as our kaning guide.
Okay, so next question dito, sir. So, what does variables mean?
Right, variable is actually one of the most important terms that we need to remember, no? Especially in translating word phrases into algebraic expression. When we say variable, these are letters that are used to represent one or more numbers in an expression or equation.
Okay, so pangatlo na katanungan. In translating word phrases into algebraic expressions, what is the first thing that we should do?
Okay, unang-una gyud is to find a hint, o katong ganina sa question number 1, no? Dapat pangitaon sa nato ang clue words. Importante siya, it is because this will guide us on what will be the operation that we are going to use in algebraic expression.
Okay, sir. And the fourth question is, what is constant?
Alright, constant is these are the numbers that are fixed. No? They have the fixed number that does not change. And one of the best example is kanang pi, no?
Pi.
Ang value sa pi is 3.1416. So, constant siya, it is because dili na siya mausab. Bisan pag-asa nimo siya gamiton na equation.
Okay, sir. And the last question, teacher, can you please recall what is numerical expression?
Okay, when you say numerical expression, it is an expression that contains only numbers. Akong balikon, only numbers and operation lang yun para matawag nato siya nga numerical expression. Kaya pag masagulan na siya og variables, ang tawag ana is algebraic expression na.
Okay. So, ayan mga ka-Z-learners. So, nasagot na ni Sir Joseph ang mga frequently asked questions. I hope na nahatagan mong kalinaw mahitungod sa ato ang topic for today about Math 6 na algebraic expressions. Ayan, Sir Joseph, so bago ta kabuhian sa atong programa, so nakaya buot pasalamatan with regards sa imong lesson presentation.
Alright. So gusto na akong magpasalamat no sa amo ang District Coordinating Principal sa New Bataan District, Sir Jumedo Sikalikdan. Hello sir, mayong hapon diha. And of course sa tanang teacher sa New Bataan. And of course sa ako ang kinakusgan batanon pod nga himsog, si Sir Jumar Abana. Ang teacher in charge sa Pongpong Integrated School, and of course ako mga kaubanan, and especially nanghangyo ni sila nga ipag-greet ang tanang lumulupyo sa Pongpong community. Mayong hapon sa iyong tanan. Of course sa tuang mathematics focal person Sir Jeremias, Kamam Eileen, and of course sa tanang TWGs ug sa tanang personahe nga nagpaluyuan ng Z-Radio 88.5.
Alright, so thank you so much Sir Joseph T. Babag, ang atoang content presenter para sa atoang Math 6 algebraic expressions. Again, congratulations Sir Joseph, and God bless you, and magkita-kita tapuhon for another lesson presentation na imong ihatag para sa atong programa. Ayan, check your time. It's 12 noon and 12 minutes na. And bago ako magpaalam for the next anchor na dito sa ating programa. So, pasalamatan natin ang ating mga netizens na naminaw o gintanaw dyan sa ito ang programa. We have Josephine Sumabal Gasang from Mako Heights, Sel Agbon, Sherilyn Cervantes, maayong pagpaminaw Gemma Hesta, Verbally Zabala, RN Pacaro, Sheen Hisan, Rose Andy Guzman, Janet Sumiri, Lucina T. Laro, and also happy watching of L. Lee from Mako Central Elementary School or Rene L. Obeja from Mako North. We also have Rosario Obeja Bangoy, Gemma Bill Cabanyero from Mapaang Elementary School, Mako South, Nedi Ann Lopez Sahulga, Estela Dumagan, Judy Silvosa, Rutzel Espinosa, Evelyn Lim Obeja from Mako, and greetings, happy birthday, Teacher Marilyn L. Maitim, God bless you more. Ayan mga ka-Z learners, patuloy pa rin tayo magsuporta sa atong programang Radyo Z-Eskwela since we have our cross-line streaming aside sa ating 18.5 FM radio dial. So, hanapin pa rin ang ating mga FB pages such as the Facebook Live at Z Radio 88.5, DepEd Tayo Division of Davao de Oro, and the Radyo Z-Eskwela, DepEd Davao de Oro. And it's already 12:13 na ng tanghali. And of course, para ma-notify natin ang ating mga learners and for our parents and guardians, kindly guide our learners na mag-fill out sa attendance link na https://tinyurl.com/RadyoZ-Eskwela0309 at naka-flash din yan sa inyong mga FB screens at nakapin sa mga comment sections ng ating mga FB pages. And with that, if naka-fill out ng mga ka-Z, makita na mo na o ma-notify na mo na nag-participate mo sa ato ang RBI class for today. And bago ako magpaalam mga ka-Z learners, nais ko lang pasalamatan ang ating mga butihing program sponsors. We have Metro Gear Construction Corporation, Neon Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Maze Enterprises Incorporated, We In Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Counselor Bugi and Miss Marjorie Virtudaso, Aiken Builders and Supply, Apex Mining Company Incorporated, and Pahati Construction. Thank you so much sa inyong generosity. And mabilisan lang din po, I would like to shout out MSWD staff dyan sa Municipality of Mawab na si Ate Gloria Kikay Cudera, ang kanhing PTA President dyan sa Tuburan National High School. Kasama ang MWSDO Ever M. Lucas, Lucky Joy Iabana, SWO2, Virgilio Casiano, Oscar Coordinator, Marily Evelyn Daycare 1, and also sa kanilang kasama na sina Joyce B. Plaza, Don Constantino, Ivy Vantilan, Mercy Mulit, Victorina Dapat, Roma Halos, and Mary Evelyn. Maayong papaminaw pod sa atong sa ako ang mga kaubanan din sa Tuburan National High School, Mawab District, nagipangunahan sa among school in charge and head teacher 1 na si Sir Rogelio A. Guno. And also sa ako mga kanhing mga teachers din sa Lorenzo Sarmiento Senior National High School and Mawab Central Elementary School SPED Center. Ug sa mo ang motherly na public schools supervisor dyan sa Mawab District na si Ma'am Toto Teves, ug sa lahat ng ating mga personahe dyan sa Mawab District. Hello po, and especially shout out to Michael Steve, akong amigo din sa ALS na naa sa Mawab District, and shout out din sa akong former classmate dyan sa MAED sa UM, and we have teacher Karina Absalon na na-assign sa Pindasan Elementary School, Mabini. Ayan, it's already 12:16 na ng tanghali. Wala tayong igong oras para sa atong first 2 hours sa atong programang Radyo Z-Eskwela. Ito pa rin si Teacher Drew Manuel, ang maestrong mawabenyo. Nag-ingon na God bless us all, and kauban na ko diri as the BVIX operator na si Sir Tata Acosar, and so with our SMPT na si Ma'am May Istanyol and Ma'am Bessie Banyes. Musunod na si Teacher Given Hinampas alang sa pagpapatuloy ng ating programa from 12 to 2 p.m. ngayong araw. Again, God bless you always, and see you next time around, and mabuhay po tayong lahat.
na ang radyo, hanapin ang Z-Radio. Halika na at makinig, mag-aaral tayo! Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, makinig, matuto. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, may matutuhang bago. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela. Umulan man umaraw, edukasyo'y susulong. Kaya halika na, mag-aaral tayo! Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, makinig, matuto. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, may matutuhang bago. Sa Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya. Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Handog ng DepEd Davao de Oro, Radyo Z-Eskwela, siguradong masaya!
Let's go!
Magbayanihan na, magbayanihan na, bayanihan, pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian. Nagtagatibay, sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pagbigisin, lakas at diwa. Tara na, brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa, sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salin na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na. Ikaw ako, tayong lahat, hawak kamay, sabay-sabay, kapit-bisig, buong bayan. Tara na, kumilos na. Tulong-tulong sa pagsulong, hatid na kalidad sa edukasyon. Sa kabataan, saya at dunong, buong adla sabay na aahon. Panahon na naman ng brigada, pagbigisin, lakas at diwa. Tara na, brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa, sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salin na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na. Brigada, magbayanihan na. Magbayanihan na.
Nagasibya gikan sa Bulawanong probinsya sa Davao de Oro. Kini ang Siguradong Lingaw,
Siguradong lingaw.
Siguradong Kuyaw,
Siguradong kuyaw.
88.5 Z-Radio.
This is Z Radio 88.5.
Z-Radio 88.5. Siguradong lingaw. Siguradong kuyaw.
Z-Radio 88.5.
Check our time, it's 12:22 in the afternoon and you are still tuning into Z-Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw. Maayong udto mga ka-Z, kamusta ang ato ang pagpaniud to din ha? I hope everyone already had their lunch already and binhi sa ato ang programa atong padayunon, kining ato ang mga nagkadaiyang lesson presentations for today, specifically in our learning area in mathematics. So, kamusta? Ato ang nakauban ganina og nahuman na nato our first two lesson presentations for today's episode. First off, we got Sir Mac Austin P. Alesna, Teacher 1 of Mainit Elementary School, and Ma'am Luchelle Tivelos, Teacher 1 of San Roque Elementary School, for our lesson presentation in Mathematics Grade 5 with our topic, Finding Percentage in a Given Problem. In the second hour, nakauban nato karon lang taod-taod si Sir Joseph Tibabag, Teacher 1 of Pongpong Integrated School, and Ma'am Aris May H. Olandria, Teacher 1 of Maragusan District, and we talked about algebraic expressions for our Mathematics Grade 6. And right now, ato ang ipadayo, no, expectedly, our lesson presentation for Mathematics Grade 7 and Math 8. All that and more ato ang atangan unya taod-taod. But for now, ato asang itimbaya ato mga suking tigpaminaw nga kanunay nagpalanog-lanog ni ining ato ang programa. Maayong udto sa inyong tanan, especially sa ato ang Schools Division Superintendent. Maayong pagpaminaw, Ma'am Fem Gamutin. Hello also to Sir Romel Handayan, our ASDS, to all our education program supervisors, especially our division focal person for mathematics. Hello to Sir Jerry Gomanoy of Monte Vista National High School. Padayon lang sa pagpaabot sa inyong mga pagtimbaya ug mga pangutana pinaagi sa ato ang paggamit sa ato ang comment section sa mga nagkadaiyang live streaming nato sa atong programa. Just key in or just utilize our comment section for all your greetings and questions, and unya taod-taod atuan ang hatagan og pagtagad kay expectedly today ato ang makauban our content presenters nga mohatag og katin-awan sa ato ang mga pangutana. And of course, ato alang pong balik-balikon kini ngadto sa ato ang mga learners to please find time in filling out our attendance sheet for today's episode. We have pinned that one sa ato ang description box, and also you may click the link at https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0309. Again, that's https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0309 para huyan sa ating attendance for today. Oras nato, it's 12:24, and right now ato anang ihatag kaninyo our third lesson presentation in Mathematics 7 for today's episode with our topic, Solving Linear Equations and Inequalities in One Variable. This will be presented to us by our content presenter, Sir Joseph Z. Rizon, Teacher 1 of Pantukan National High School, with our creative resource material developer, Sir Roy Y. Matanlong, Teacher 1 also from Pantukan National High School. We'd like to request all our learners, especially our grade 7 learners, to please find your most comfortable seats because we are now going to start today's lesson. Ubani ko ninyo, my name is Teacher Given. Tara na, magklase na ta.
Good afternoon, grade 7 students from the Division of Davao de Oro. This is your radio-based instruction in Mathematics 7. I am Teacher Joseph Rizon from Pantukan National High School, your radio teacher for today. To start our learning session, please make sure that you are ready and comfortable wherever you are right now. Let me lend your ears and attention as well so that you can focus in our class through radio. Before we are going to start, kindly get and prepare your paper, pen, and your module entitled Mathematics 7, Quarter 2, Module 9, Solving Linear Equations and Inequalities in One Variable. This time, let's learn something new today. Are you ready, learners? Great! Our lesson for today is about solving linear equations and inequalities in one variable. And at the end of the lesson, you are expected to differentiate between mathematical expressions and mathematical equations. Second, differentiate between equations and inequalities. And last, find the solution of an equation and inequality involving one variable from a given replacement set. And we are set, students. Let's start our lesson for today. This time, please go to page 191 of your module and let us read and analyze the concept. As written, mathematical expressions may contain variables that can take on many values. However, when a variable is known to have a specific value, we can directly substitute the value in the expression. This process is called evaluating a mathematical expression. To illustrate, let's have an example. We have x plus 2 as our given mathematical expression. This expression has one variable x and can take many values. But this time, we will use x is equal to 2. 2 is the specific value for x. And by substituting, we can say that x becomes 2 and the expression becomes 2 plus 2. The process is what we call evaluating a mathematical expression. On the other hand, mathematical equation defined as a mathematical statement consisting of an equal symbol between two algebraic expressions that have the same value. And take note, it can be determined whether it is true or false. To illustrate, let's say x plus 2 is equal to 4. This equation consists of two mathematical expressions, x plus 2 and 4. That is connected with an equal sign between these two mathematical expressions. This can be determined whether it is true or false depending on the value of x. Let's say x is equal to 2. This value of x will be replaced to the variable x in our mathematical equation, which is x plus 2 is equal to 4. And by substituting, we got 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. And by simplifying, we got 4 is equal to 4. Is it true or false? Great! 4 is equal to 4. Therefore, we can say that the value x is equal to 2 satisfies the equation x plus 2 is equal to 4. To sum it up, a mathematical expression such as x plus 5 just represents a value. It cannot be true or false. However, a mathematical equation such as 7 is equal to x plus 5 may be true or false depending on the value of x. This equation is true if x is equal to 2 and false if x is equal to 1. We can say that x is equal to 2 is a solution to the mathematical equation 7 equals x plus 5. Let's further understand mathematical equation. For example, the given 0 is equal to 2x plus 2. Which of the x values, -4, -1, 0, 2, 3, will make the equation true? Let's start evaluating the equation using the value of x, which is -4, by copying our equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and using our value of x, which is -4, simply substitute the value of x, which is -4, to our variable in our given equation. And our given equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times -4 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 is equal to -8 plus 2. And using the operation, we say 0 is equal to -6. Since 0 is not equal to -6, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to -4. Let's have another value of x, which is -1. By simply copying our equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and by substituting the value of x, the equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times -1 plus 2. By simplifying, the equation becomes 0 is equal to -2 plus 2. And by operating, we got 0 is equal to 0. Since 0 is equal to 0, therefore the equation is true when x is equal to -1. The third value of x, which is 0, by simply copying our given equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and substituting the value of x, which is 0, to our given equation, the equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times 0 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 equals 2. Since 0 is not equal to 2, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 0. The fourth value of x, which is x is equal to 2, by copying our given equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and by substituting the given value of x, which is 2, to our given equation, the equation now becomes 0 is equal to 2 times 2 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 is equal to 4 plus 2. And using the operation, we got 0 equals 6. Since 0 is not equal to 6, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 2. And the fifth value of x, which is 3, by substituting it to our given equation, the given equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times 3 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 is equal to 6 plus 2. And now, it will become 0 equals 8. Is it correct? Since 0 is not equal to 8, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 3. Based on the evaluation we had, the equation 0 is equal to 2x plus 2 is true when x is equal to negative 1. Let's further understand the concept of mathematical equation. Let's answer this example. 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Which of the x values? Negative 4, negative 1, 0, 2, 3, 8 will make the equation true. This time, you are going to answer this one. We will check your answer after our break time. Don't go away, students. We will be right back after the short break.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertadazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And we are back, students. Let us check your answer. The given is 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Which of the x values? Negative 4, negative 1, 0, 2, and 3 will make the equation true. Let's begin with x is equal to negative 4. First, simply copy our given equation, which is 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Next, substitute the value of x to our given equation. And now the equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity negative 4 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. By simplifying, the equation now becomes 1/2 times negative 5 is equal to negative 1. And the result is negative 5 over 2 is equal to negative 1. Is it correct? Since negative 5 over 2 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to negative 4. How about x is equal to negative 1? The same with it. Just simply copy the given equation and substitute the value of x, which is a negative 1. The equation or the given equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity negative 1 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. By simplifying, we got 1/2 times the quantity negative 2 is equal to negative 1. And by simplifying, 1/2 times negative 2 becomes negative 1, which is equal to negative 1. Is it true? Since negative 1 is equal to negative 1, therefore, this equation is true when x is equal to negative 1. How about the third value of x, which is 0? Copy the given equation, substitute the value of x, which is 0, simplify, and the equation becomes negative 1 over 2 is equal to negative 1. Is this true? Since negative 1 over 2 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 0. How about when x is equal to 2? Let's evaluate our given equation. Substitute the value of x, which is 2. The equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity 2 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. By simplifying, we got 1/2 times 1 is equal to negative 1. And simplify further, the result now becomes 1/2 is equal to negative 1. Is it true? Since 1/2 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 2. How about when x is equal to 3? Simply substitute the value of 3 to our given equation. The given equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity 3 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. And after simplifying, we got 1/2 times 2 is equal to 1. To further simplify this one, the result now is 1 is equal to negative 1. Since 1 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 3. Based on the evaluation we had, the equation 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1 is true when x is equal to negative 1. Based on the given example, students, are there any examples of linear equations that have more than one solution? The answer is none. We can say that linear equations in one variable may have one unique solution. Take note of that. Linear equations in one variable may have one unique solution. Let's evaluate this one. X plus 5 is equal to 13. Let us prove that only one of the elements of the replacement set, negative 8, negative 3, 5, 8, 11, satisfies the equation. Let's begin with x is equal to negative 8. Our given equation is x plus 5 is equal to 13. Substitute the value of x, which is negative 8. The given equation becomes negative 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. By simplifying, we got negative 3 is equal to 13. Since negative 3 is not equal to 13, therefore, negative 8 is not a solution. Let's proceed to the next value. The next value is x is equal to negative 3. Copy the given equation. Substitute the value of x, which is negative 3, to our given equation. The given equation becomes negative 3 plus 5 is equal to 13. By simplifying, we got 2 is equal to 13. Since 2 is not equal to 13, therefore, negative 3 is not a solution. How about x is equal to 5? Substitute the value of x, which is 5, to our given equation. The given equation becomes 5 plus 5 is equal to 13. And 5 plus 5 is 10. Copy equals 13. Is this true? Since 10 is not equal to 13, therefore, 5 is not a solution. How about x is equal to 8? Let's substitute the value of x, which is 8, to our given equation. That is 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. Simplifying, 13 is equal to 13. Since 13 is equal to 13, therefore 8 is a solution. And last, x is equal to 11. Substitute the value of x, which is 11, to our given equation. That is 11 plus 5 is equal to 13. By simplifying, we got 16 is equal to 13. Since 16 is not equal to 13, therefore 11 is not a solution. Therefore, based on our evaluation, only x is equal to 8 satisfied the equation, while the rest did not. Therefore, we proved that only one element in the replacement set satisfies the equation. That's great, students! This time, we will now have another topic, which is mathematical inequality. Are you now ready? Great! X minus 3 is less than 11. It is a mathematical inequality because it uses less than symbol. For inequalities, the variable can take on several values that can make the inequality true solution to the inequality. As defined, mathematical inequality is like a mathematical equation may either be true or false, and instead of using equal sign, it uses greater than, lesser than, greater than or equal to, and lesser than or equal to. Let's say x is equal to 5. The given inequality is x minus 3 less than 11. Substitute the value of x, which is 5. The inequality becomes 5 minus 3 is lesser than 11. By simplifying, we get 2 is lesser than 11. Since 2 is lesser than 11, therefore, it satisfies the inequality. Let's say x is equal to 0. The inequality given is x minus 3 is lesser than 11. By substituting, we get 0 minus 3 is lesser than 11. The answer now is negative 3 is lesser than 11. Since negative 3 is lesser than 11, therefore it satisfies the inequality. Therefore, 5 and 0 are true solutions of x minus 3 lesser than 11. But 5 and 0 are not the only solutions. There can be other solutions and several values of x that will satisfy the inequality. Take note of that, students. Let's have another example. Given 3x plus 1 is lesser than 0, which of the x values, negative 4, negative 1, 0, and 2, will make the equation true? Let's start with x is equal to negative 4. Using our given inequality, 3x plus 1 is lesser than 0. Substitute the value of x, which is negative 4. The inequality becomes 3 times negative 4 plus 1 lesser than 0. By simplifying, we got negative 12 plus 1 lesser than 0. And negative 11 is lesser than 0. Since negative 11 is lesser than 0, therefore the inequality is true when x is equal to negative 4. How about x is equal to negative 1? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is negative 1. The inequality becomes 3 times negative 1 plus 1 is lesser than 0. By simplifying, we got negative 3 plus 1 is lesser than 0. The inequality becomes negative 2 is lesser than 0. Since negative 2 is lesser than 0, therefore the inequality is true when x is equal to negative 2. And x is equal to 0. Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 0, the inequality becomes 3 times 0 plus 1 is lesser than 0. By substituting and by simplifying, we got 0 plus 1 is lesser than 0. And the inequality becomes 1 is lesser than 0. Since 1 is greater than 0, therefore the inequality is not true when x is equal to 0. And when x is equal to negative 2, using our given inequality, the inequality becomes 3 times 2 plus 1 is lesser than 0. We got 6 plus 1 is lesser than 0. And by simplifying, we got 7 is lesser than 0. Since 7 is greater than 0, therefore, the inequality is not true when x is equal to 2. Based on our evaluation, the inequality 3x plus 1 is lesser than 0 is true when x is equal to negative 4 and negative 1. Try to answer this one. The given is x minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. You need to determine the element or elements of the replacement set negative 8, negative 3, 5, 8, and 11 that satisfies the equation. Don't go away, students. We will check your answers after the break time.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We In Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And we are back, students. Let us check your answer. The given is x minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. You need to determine the element or elements of the replacement set negative 8, negative 3, 5, 8, and 11 that satisfies the equation. Let's have x is equal to negative 8. The given inequality is x minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. Substitute the value of x, which is negative 8. It will become negative 8 minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. By simplifying, we have negative 11 is lesser than or equal to 5. Is this true? Since negative 11 is lesser than 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, negative 8 is a solution. How about x is equal to negative 3? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is negative 3, to our given inequality. It will become negative 3 minus 3 is lesser than or equal to 5. By simplifying, we got negative 6 is lesser than or equal to 5. Is this true? Since negative 6 is lesser than 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, negative 3 is a solution. How about x is equal to 5? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 5. It will become 5 minus 3 is lesser than or equal to 5. It will become 2 is lesser than 5. Is this true? Since 2 is lesser than 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, 5 is a solution. And x is equal to 8. Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 8. It will become 8 minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. And it will become 5 is lesser than or equal to 5. Yes, since 5 is equal to 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, 5 is a solution. How about x is equal to 11? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 11, and it will become 11 minus 3 is lesser than or equal to 5. And the result is 8 lesser than or equal to 5. Is this true? Since 8 is greater than 5, which does not satisfy to our inequality, therefore, 11 is not a solution. Based on the evaluation, the inequality was satisfied if x is equal to negative 8, negative 3, 5, and 8. The inequality was not satisfied when x is equal to 11. Therefore, there are 4 elements in the replacement set that are solutions to the inequality. Based on the given example, students, do you think that there can be more than one solution to a linear inequality in one variable? Why or why not? The answer is yes. The previous examples show that a linear inequality may have more than one solution. Therefore, we can say that there are several numbers that may be lesser than or greater than any given number. And we can say linear equations in one variable may have a unique solution, but linear inequalities in one variable may have many solutions. Take note, linear equations, one solution, linear inequalities, many solutions. Thank you for your great participation, students. I hope you have learned something from me. You can try to practice more problems found in your module, and you can try to ask for help to your Mathematics 7 teacher. We will be seeing each other next month, students. Goodbye, be safe, and God bless us all.
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Sikinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangi, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland D. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riven Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Glee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Araiz.
Sa radio, in alive. Bisa na sa man good. Listen to the music and it feels so good. Ay gundang ihangtod, may papuntagan pero lingaw man pod. Sa balay man o trabaho, bisa na sa man ka mo adto. Giving you the best music, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pasibya, Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio. Don't stop. Sa Z-Radio, tagaan mong lingaw. Kay giving you the best music and everything, that's what make us proud. So turn your radio up, don't stop. Tune mo tune in sa radio. All day, all night, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Minsan o ka sa pakapadudong, sa balay man o trabaho. Giving you the best music and everything, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pasibya, Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio. Kahit ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio.
Pre, unsa din ang 88.5?
Z-Radio.
Unsa man po ng Z-Radio?
88.5.
Ah, kuyawa, oy!
Ma 88.5 o Z-Radio man, kamo naminaw sa Ziguradong Lingaw, Ziguradong Kuyaw, Z-Radio 88.5.
Adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong tuyaw. Para sa bulawanon na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa bulawanon na pagsibya, Z-Radio.
Z Radio 88.5.
Check our time, it's 1:07 in the afternoon and you are still tuning in sa ato ang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela, Siguradong Masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw. Ug kauban gihapon ninyo mga kaigsuunan, my name is Teacher Given. Hantod 2:00 ang takna sa hapon, ako ang inyong makauban para sa ato ang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela. And so ato anang nadunggan our lesson presentation for Mathematics Grade 7 with our topic solving linear equations and inequalities in one variable, and this was brought to us by our teacher from Pantuca National High School, Sir Joseph Z. Rizon, and our creative resource material developer, Sir Roy Y. Matanlong. First of all, ato asang itimbaya our teachers, our very brilliant teaching force of Pantuca National High School. Thank you very much for being with us every day tungod kay murag mabatik yun nato nga kanunay daghan kaayo tagsuking tigpaminaw all the way from the municipality of Pantucan. And as promised, ato ang gikaingon sa inyo ganina nga we will be graced this afternoon by our content presenter nga andam kaayong mutubag sa inyong mga pangutana. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Sir Joseph Z. Rizon.
Hello everyone! Isang gandang hapon sa ating lahat, especially to all grade 7 learners na naminaw karon from the Division of Davao de Oro. Hello Sir Given, and hello sa lahat po ng mga nakikinig sa ating programa ngayon.
Alright Sir Joseph, welcome back sa ato ang programa, and we can't wait really nga makauban ka namo every month din hino, at least once in a month nga makauban ka namo og ang imuhang partner no para mohatod sa ato ang lesson presentation for Mathematics Grade 7. So congratulations for a job very well done ingon man sa imuhang developer tungod kay nabati gyud namo sir nga kanunay you are into the task para mohatod sa ato ang mga learners especially in grade 7 sa mga nag-unang lesson presentations. And so right now naatay mga na-receive diri nga mga pangutana nga buot namong ibato kanimo Sir Joseph para mas mahatagan natog deeper understanding kining ato ang mga suking tigpaminaw, ilabi na ang ato ang mga learners nga naminaw karon kung asa man sila karong mga taknaa. Well, are you ready?
Yes, sir. So, we will try to answer, and we will answer the questions nga gihatag sa atong mga learners, atong mga audience karon.
I really like the spirit. So, to kickstart our question and answer, here's our question number 1. What are the differences between mathematical expressions and mathematical equation? One more time. What are the differences between mathematical expressions and mathematical equation?
So a lot of differences, sir, between mathematical expressions and mathematical equations. So first thing is the verbal translation. So when you say verbal translation, for example, when it is a phrase only, then it is a mathematical expression. When it is a sentence, it is considered as mathematical equation. For example, the phrase or the statement twice a number, since it is only a phrase, then it is a mathematical expression, while the statement twice a number gives 15, so since it is already a sentence, then it is already considered as a mathematical equation. So that's the first thing, a first difference between expression and equation. On the second difference is the equal sign. For the expression, it has no equal sign, while the equation, it has equal sign, since equation consisting two expressions connected by equal sign.
All right.
And the last difference, sir, is the value. So if you're going to substitute the value of x to our given expression, it just represents a value. While if you are going to substitute the value of x to our given mathematical equation, we can now determine whether it is true or false or to satisfy our given equation.
All right. So those were our the differences between mathematical expressions and mathematical equation. And the way I see it, language really take a big
part
Yes, sir.
in really differentiating the mathematical expressions and mathematical equations.
Yes,
because
sir.
our use of language is also a vital part in on how are we going to make an equation.
Yes, sir.
A mathematical equation.
Yes, sir.
So I hope that's very clear alang sa ato ang mga suking tigpaminaw ug sa ato ang mga ginikanan nga kauban karon sa ilahang mga anak, no. Please guide your children accordingly nga mas masabtan dayon nila kung dili man dayon nila mag-grasp diri, at least naamo para mo reinforce sa ilahang learning. Second question here, what is the purpose of the elements of replacement set in solving linear equation and inequality? Again, what is the purpose of the elements of replacement set in solving linear equation and inequality? Sir Joseph?
Well, sir, these elements are just testing points to determine if the solutions satisfy the linear equation or inequality. Because if the variable x has no value, then the equation or inequality may be true or false. So we cannot determine whether the inequality or equation is true or false. So if we will put a value to our given variable x, then we can now say that the given linear inequality or linear equation is true or false.
All right.
So just testing points.
Yeah, please remember that these are just
testing
points. All right. Third question. If there is one solution for linear equation, why there are many solutions for linear inequality? Again, if there is one solution for linear equation, why is there many solutions for linear inequality?
Well, an inequality, sir, may have more than one solution because there are infinitely many numbers greater than or lesser than a given number.
All right.
It is not the same with the equation, since the equation has only one unique solution. So for inequality, for example, x plus 1 is lesser than 3. So all values of x lesser than 2 will satisfy the inequality. For example, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 0. All these values of x lesser than 2 will satisfy the inequality. On the other hand, if the equation x plus 1 is equal to 3, only x is equal to 2 will satisfy the equation. So there will be only one unique solution for the equation and infinitely many numbers or several numbers for the inequality, for as long as will satisfy the given inequality.
Okay, so I hope that's clear. Please be mindful of those points. When we talk about linear equation, there is one unique answer for solution for the linear equation, while on the other hand, when we say about or when we talk about linear inequality, there are
infinitely several numbers.
Yes. So, pwede nga daghan, sir.
Yes, sir. So, there is no reason nga magsinundugan ng atong mga estudyante because there are many numbers to have our values for our x. So, we can say that dili pwede lahi sila answer ng mga bata.
There's no absolute answer for in linear inequality.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, daghan kayong salamat, no, Sir Joseph, for really answering all our questions here, and I'm sure our learners have learned a lot this afternoon gikan sa ato ang lesson presentations. And as a way of thanking you, we will be giving you time, of course, to greet and say thank you sa tanang mga nahimong kabahin sa imuhang presentation for this month. Go ahead, take it away, Sir Joseph.
Well, thank you so much. So, i-grab na ginawa ko ng opportunity. Magpasalamat usab sa atong Ginoo for, of course, nga naabot ko diri safe and sound, and for this opportunity nga gihatag sa ko, of course, to the DepEd Philippines, DepEd Davao de Oro, to our SDS, Ma'am Fem, to our ASTS, and of course to our to our focal person, Sir Jerry, and of course to our district Pantukan North District Supervisor, Dr. Foy, Dr. Dinupol, and of course to our teachers, in Pantucan National High School, headed by our school principal 2, Ma'am Emalinda B. Ranalan, together with Assistant School Principal 2 for the Senior High School Department, Madam Shelo Hazel and F. Bayani. And of course, akong kauban dira nga nagbuhat, git ani akong material, Sir Roy Matanlong, hello sir, and to my mathematics coordinator who is also a TWG here, Ma'am Irene Leia Celesar Mangun. Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am. Walay sawang pagsasalamat sa imo ang gihatag nga opportunity sa kuha. And of course, to my master teacher in mathematics, Ma'am Sylvia Kiram, to our grade level head, Ma'am Sarah Liningan, and of course to my grade and department family, to my Senora Production family, to my BOD family, and all my friends, and of course, akong family out there, sa Napnapan, akong mamananan, Papa Roque, and akong mangod, and to my lola at saka lola, hello, and to all my friends, and to my students, thank you so much. Yun lang, sir.
Okay, that was Sir Joseph Rizon of Pantucan National High School. Once again, hello sa ato ang mga suking tigpaminaw o kauban nato mga teachers from Pantucan National High School. Ako na lang pong itimbaya ang District Coordinating Principal of Pantucan South. Hello to Ma'am Balbina Tolentino. Ako ang very pinangga kaayo nako nga mother manding din sa Pantucan, no? Maayong pagpaminaw, and right now it's 1:17 in the afternoon. Unya taud-taud ato ang ihatag kaninyo our lesson presentation for Mathematics Grade 8. But for now, ato asang pasalamatan kining ato ang mga suking tigpaminaw, at the same time, our partners in the implementation sa ato ang radio-based instruction. Maayong pagpaminaw, and thank you very much Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Maximize Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie, and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, Apex Mining Company Incorporated, and Pahati Construction. We would like also to thank Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora sa imuhang generosity and for letting us use this state-of-the-art facility of Z Radio para sa ato ang pag-broadcast sa ato ang mga klase dinhi. Please, sa ato ang mga learners nga naka-tune in karon, find time to fill out our attendance link pinned at our description box sa ato ang mga live streaming. Just click the link https://tinyurl.com/Radyo Z-Eskwela 0309. Our time now, it's 1:19 oras atod kanato sa Apex Mining Company Incorporated. Right now, we'll move immediately to our last and final lesson presentation for today's episode. This will be for our learners in Mathematics Grade 8. We will be discussing the topic using inductive and deductive reasoning in an argument, and this will be presented to us by Ma'am Michelle E. Niere, Teacher 1 of Tambungan National High School, together with Ma'am Shana May C. Diazon, Teacher 3 of New Bataan National High School, our creative resource material developer. Kaya naman, please get ready, modules out, and have with you your noting essentials kay atuan ang pagasugdan ato ang lesson presentation for Mathematics Grade 8. Ubani ko ninyo, my name is Teacher Given. Tara na, magklase na ta.
Good day, Grade 8 learners! Your teacher is back on track to help you learn the lessons in Mathematics 8. This is Teacher Michelle Niere of Tambungan National High School, Pantucan South District, and I will be your guide in enhancing your mind in facing challenges in Grade 8 Mathematics. Don't forget to prepare your papers and pens. Listen and understand carefully, and let us have a wonderful day of learning using inductive and deductive reasoning in an argument. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to 1. Define inductive and deductive reasoning. 2. Differentiate inductive reasoning from deductive reasoning. And 3. Draw conclusions from each given situation. Reasoning is part of our daily lives. Reasoning is always involved in making our choices. From the way we choose which route to take in going to school or the pair of clothes we want to wear. In deciding to do certain things, our decision is grounded in reasons. Drawing a conclusion from events, experiences, and logical reasonings are also part of scientific methods among scientists and mathematicians in order to formulate general view and greater knowledge. For today's lesson, you will be taught how to make a sound and logical conclusion from specific or general conclusions. In the previous modules, you have learned about identifying the hypothesis and conclusion of conditional statements and the validity of these statements based on truth value. Learning these concepts are important for you to understand how to deduce a conclusion based on logical reasoning. Before we get started, let us have first an activity. This activity is called Who or Why? Listen very carefully to the direction. Fill in the blank with what is asked. Again, fill in the blank with what is asked. Are you now ready? Then let us begin. You wake up in the morning and realizes that the sun rises in the east. You also notice that at school, the sun rises in the east. You remembered that when you had your vacation, the sun did rise in the east. Based on these observations, you conclude that the sun? Yes, very good. The sun rises in the east. We conclude that the sun rises in the east because wherever we go, whatever direction we take, the sun always rises in the east. For our next activity, kindly observe this particular example. Correct! The answer is 120. We notice that the answers from the sequence are 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. Looking at the pattern, we see that each term increases by 20 after the first term. Therefore, we can say that by also adding 20 to 100, which is the last term, we get 120. Were you able to draw the correct conclusion in this activity? How did you come up with your answers in our first activity? In activity 1, you were able to draw an answer or a conclusion based on a specific examples or events. This kind of logical reasoning is called inductive reasoning. An inductive reasoning gathers specific information, usually through observation and measurement, and then draw generalization or conclusion based on the carefully gathered information. Let's have another series of examples that show inductive reasoning. First example, in the sequence 10, 20, 30. The next term is yes, 40. Inductive reasoning allows you to make a general rule from specific examples. Like in our example 1, you are given a sequence with first 3 terms, 10, 20, and 30. From this example, you can then generalize that the sequence is a sequence of numbers that are divisible by or multiple of 10. We can also say that each term increases by 10 and so on. Therefore, we can conclude that the next term of 10, 20, 30 is 40. Observe this next example. Second example. John, a math challenger, is good in mathematics. Josh, a math challenger, is good also in mathematics. Bea, also a math challenger, is good in mathematics. And Rika, who is also a math challenger, is also good in mathematics. Therefore, we can say that all math challengers are good in mathematics. In our second example, you are given specific names of math challengers. We have John, Josh, Bea, and Rika, who are good in mathematics. From these specific examples, you can generalize that all math challengers are good in mathematics. Next example. The chair in the living room is red. The chair in the dining room is red. Therefore, the color of the chairs in the house is red. In this example, you can generalize that all chairs in the house are red, as you observed that the chairs in the living room and the dining room are red. Another type of logical reasoning is deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning allows you to make a specific conclusion based on general truth or fact. It is another way of saying that deductive reasoning uses acceptable facts, proven theorem as proof to draw a specific case or situation. Let's have examples that show deductive reasoning. Example 1. All numbers ending in 0 or 5 are divisible by 5. Number 35 is a number that ends with 5. Therefore, 35 is a number divisible by 5 since it ends with 5. Deductive reasoning starts from a general statement or fact to conclude into a specific claim. In example 1, it is a fact that all numbers ending with 0 or 5 are divisible by 5. Since 35 is a number ending with 5, we can conclude that number 35 must be divisible by 5. Next, a number 20 ends with 0. Therefore, 20 is a number divisible by 5. Example 3. Right angles measure 90 degrees. Angle A is a right angle. Therefore, angle A measures 90 degrees. Fourth example, Sally does not drink soft drinks. Then, it follows that she does not drink cola. In example 4, you are given that Sally does not drink soft drinks. Since cola is a specific example of a soft drink, then it follows that Sally does not drink cola. Now, you have already given some examples of inductive and deductive reasoning. Let me give first a wrap-up on what we have discussed earlier before we proceed to our first learning task. Inductive reasoning gathers specific information, usually through observation and measurement, and then draw generalization or conclusion based on the carefully gathered information. While deductive reasoning starts from a general statement or fact to conclude into a specific case or situation. In other words, we can say that inductive reasoning comes from a specific information to general conclusion, while deductive reasoning uses general facts to a specific situation. And that serves as the end of the first part of our discussion this afternoon. After our short break, we will have our learning task number 1. So I say, stay tuned for we will start after this break.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Good afternoon once again, and we are back for the second part of our session this afternoon. This time, we will have our first learning task for us to understand more about our lesson. At the end of our activities, you will be able to understand how inductive and deductive reasoning are different from each other. Listen to the instruction carefully. Identify the type of reasoning used in each of the following situation. Write IR if the statement is inductive reasoning, and write DR if it is deductive reasoning. Again, identify the type of reasoning used in each of the following situation. Write IR if the statement is inductive reasoning, and DR if it is deductive reasoning. Again, on your answer sheet, write only IR for each item, whether it is inductive for inductive reasoning, and DR only if it is deductive reasoning. Let's get started. Situation number 1. Today, Sam observes that the city alarm sounds at 9 p.m. The next day of the same time, she notices that the city alarm sound again. She remembers that the city alarm did sound at the same time the other day. She then concludes that the city alarm sounds every 9 p.m. Again, for our first situation. Today, Sam observes that the city alarm sounds at 9 p.m. The next day of the same time, she notices that the city alarm sound again. She remembers that the city alarm did sound at the same time the other day. She then concludes that the city alarm sounds every 9 p.m. A student who gets a perfect score in Mathematics 10 will be given extra credits. Anne got a perfect score in Mathematics 10. Thus, Anne will be given extra credit. Again, for item number 2. A student who gets a perfect score in Mathematics 10 will be given extra credits. Anne got a perfect score in Mathematics 10. Thus, Anne will be given extra credit. Now, let's proceed to item number 3. Situation number 3 says, no foreigner can be elected senator in our country. Peter is a foreigner. Therefore, Peter cannot be elected senator in our country. And for our last item, we have all the residents in Barangay Manggahan are exempted from taxes. The parents of Melanie reside in Barangay Manggahan. Therefore, Melanie's parents are exempted from taxes. Let me read item number 4 again. All the residents in Barangay Manggahan are exempted from taxes. The parents of Melanie reside in Barangay Manggahan. Therefore, Melanie's parents are exempted from taxes. Now let's check your answer. For item number 1, today, Sam notices that the city alarm sounds at 9 p.m. The next day of the same time, she notices that the city alarm sound again. She remembers that the city alarm did sound at the same time the other day. She then concludes that the city alarm sounds every 9 p.m. What type of reasoning used in this situation? The answer is, what is your answer? Correct. It is IR, meaning the statement is inductive reasoning. Did you get the correct answer? Now let's proceed to item number 2. A student gets a perfect score in Mathematics 10 will be given extra credits and got a perfect score in Mathematics 10. Thus, Anne will be given extra credit. What is your answer? Correct. It is IR or an inductive reasoning. Let's proceed to item number 3. No foreigner can be elected senator in our country. Peter is a foreigner. Therefore, Peter cannot be elected senator in our country. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is DR or it is deductive reasoning. Let's proceed to item number 4. All the residents in Barangay Manggahan are exempted from taxes. The parents of Melanie reside in Barangay Manggahan. Therefore, Melanie's parents are exempted from taxes. This type of situation is definitely the answer is DR. The situation depicts deductive reasoning. Are you enjoying our activity? There is more to that. This time, we will complete a statement by drawing conclusions. And just a little more time before our lesson will be complete. I am sure you are now ready, so let us now begin with our second activity. The instruction says, draw a conclusion from each given situation and identify the kind of reasoning used. Again, for our second activity or for our second learning task, draw a conclusion from each given situation and identify the kind of reasoning used. Item number 1. Complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Angles A and B are complementary. Therefore, blank. Again, complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Angles A and B are complementary. Therefore, blank. Write your answer on your paper to complete the statement and identify what kind of reasoning is item number 1. I'm giving you 10 seconds to answer number 1 and your 10 seconds start now. complete the statement, the answer is... What is your answer? Correct. The sum of the measures of angles A and B is 90 degrees. Why? Because angle A and angle B are complementary. Complementary angles are defined as two angles that having the sum of its measure as 90 degrees. Therefore, we can conclude that the sum of the measures of these two angles is 90 degrees. Now, what kind of reasoning is used? Very good. The answer is deductive reasoning. We'll now have item number 2. In the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, the next number is blank. Again, in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, the next number is blank. In this particular item, I am giving you enough time to find the number next to 12 and identify what type of reasoning being used. And we will check your answer after having our last break. Again, we will be back for the checking of your item. You are given enough time to find the number next to 12 and what type of reasoning is being used. We'll be back after this break.
The Radyo Z-Eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corbada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And we are back for the checking of your answers in item number 2. The number next to 12 is 15. And the type of reasoning being used in this item is very good, inductive reasoning. Why inductive reasoning? Because the statements first gave an example of a sequence before asking the next term. So from general to the specific term being asked. And that's the end of our second activity. Now, we will proceed with the frequently asked question. The question says, how can we easily identify that statements are in the form of either inductive or deductive reasoning? Again, the question for this afternoon is, how can we easily identify whether a statement is expressed in the form of inductive or deductive reasoning? And here's the answer. Listen very carefully. The key to identify statements, whether in the form of deducting or inducting reasoning, is to understand and examine clearly how each sentence connects with other sentence in the statement. It is important to figure whether the statements begin with an example, then coming up a generalization or conclusion, or it begins with the general facts, then giving specific cases or situations. Let me emphasize again. The key to identify statements, whether in the form of deducting or inducting reasoning, is to understand and examine clearly how each sentence connects with other sentence in the statement. It is important to figure whether the statements begin with an example, then coming up a generalization or conclusion, or it begins with the general facts, then giving specific cases or situations. Remember that if I bought the whole cake and sliced it into pieces, it is just like doing a deductive reasoning, which means from the whole cake to pieces. However, if I gather all the sliced cake and make it whole again, I am doing an inductive reasoning because I put them together to come up with the whole cake. Or simply remember the key terms in each reasoning. For inductive reasoning, it is from specific to general, while deductive reasoning, the statements come from general to specific. That's the end of our session for this afternoon. God bless and be safe, everyone.
Radyo Z-Eskwela Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Saso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members: Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Elvitris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangi, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Dalan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland D. Yu, Donna D. D. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riven Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banias. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian and Hara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istanyol, Richard H. Arellano, Lee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Arais.
88.5, siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Ang programang maghatod og good vibes ug mga inspirasyon sa matag pamilya kauban si Mari Vice Governor Maricar Zamora. Sayre Mare, paminaw kada Martes alas 8 hangtod alas 10 sa buntag. Sayre Mare sa Z Radio 88.5. Siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw. Sayre Mare.
One station, all the hits.
Z Radio 88.5.
Pre, unsa din ang 88.5?
Z Radio.
Unsa man po ng Z Radio?
88.5.
Kuyawa, oy!
Ma 88.5 o Z Radio man, kamo na minaw sa Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, Z Radio 88.5.
Z Radio 88.5.
And we are back here sa ating programang Radyo Z-Eskwela, Siguradong Masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw. Ladies and gentlemen, atuan ang nahuman our lesson presentation for Mathematics Grade 8 with our topic using inductive and deductive reasoning in an argument. Thank you kaayo sa ato ang content presenter. Hello to Ma'am Michelle Iniere of Tambungo National High School and Ma'am Shana Macy Diazon of New Bataan National High School for really giving your best in developing our lesson presentation for Mathematics Grade 8 right now. Daghan kayong salamat and hello sa ato ang mga teachers from Tambungo National High School and New Bataan National High School. Ato alam pong itimbaya our friends nga kanunay nagpalanog-lanog ni ining atong programa. Hello to Ma'am Mary Ann Retemar Alcontin, Ma'am Gemma Tamayo, Ma'am Elena Kaintik Palcon, Ma'am Arlene Hayagan, Luisita Capoy, Ma'am May Mendoza, and Ma'am Gemma Hesta. And sa ato ang mga kaubanan nga nag-celebrate sa ilang mga adlaw na tawhan karon, happy birthday. And from all of us here sa ato ang radio-based instruction, we wish you all the best sa ato ang mga tagsa-tagsa kakinabuhi, no? Daghan kayong salamat sa pag-uban. Another fruitful day had passed, mga kaigsuunan, full of learning and fun ang ato ang napagsaluhan dinhi sa ato ang programa. Daghan kayong salamat ug nang hinaot kami nga daghan pud kaayo mog nakutlo out from all our presentations today. Time now, it's 1:59 og oras na para magbaybay ta sa kahanginan. My name is Teacher Given og sa ngalan sa kinatibuk ang puwersa sa Radyo Z-Eskwela nga gihatod kaninyo sa DepEd Division of Davao de Oro. Kami kanunay magpasalamat gyud sa inyuhang madasigon nga suporta alang kanamo og sa ato ang buluhaton. Once again, my name is Teacher Given. God bless everyone og dalaygon ang Dios.
Sugata ang adlaw